It's the first of a trilogy of books inspired by my good friend, Michelle Cairns of Lynn. This tale hath begun in the late 1600s, when buccaneers loomed as they pillaged and plundered. Hence late in one summer of the year 58, a boy stood in awe at his family's front gate. He would call out in earnest to alert his dear father of a strange-looking ship that appeared in the harbor. The father came quickly, and the townspeople too. They stood silent to gasp, for it was all they could do. This vessel was black, and its look was of fear, and it flew not a flag, which meant pirates were near. The crew on that ship, with its whiskey and grog, crept slow across the harbor, through the mist and the fog. It suddenly anchored so close to the shore as to steady their ship and to pull its oar. A tiny craft set with 4 oars to be rowed. 4 pirates lay in with a chest to be stowed. They would set out for land with their whiskey and pleasure, a box full of silver, a small pirate's treasure. They heaved and they hoed at their oars until when 4 pirates lay in to that place, Pirates' Glen. They pulled up their treasure and made camp for the night, to trade silver for shackles at very first light. Yet the soldiers they came and were quick as to capture those slow drunken pirates, all asleep in their rapture. As 3 they were hung just as soon as they could. Yet the 4th, Thomas Veal, he escaped to the woods. With the treasure he ran, he was quick, he was brave. That night he held out in a dark and wet cave. When the soldiers stopped searching and soon went away, old Thomas thought hard, and he decided to stay. He appeared from the woods in the township of Lynn, and the settlers cared, and they soon took him in. Old Veal took up trading, his silver for tools, and he soon had a trade as a fixer of shoes. Yet that fall the earth shook, and the rocks took a shake, as an earthquake had fallen in that year 58. Old Thomas would race as to scoop up his treasure, yet the time he would waste would be met with a harsh measure. The quake rumbled on, it was wave after wave, till a great boulder fell at the mouth of his cave. When the earth settled down and the townspeople pray, they looked on as that ship with no flag went away. In their grief to rebuild, they would learn with a shock. Thomas Veal was entombed in that place, Dungeon Rock. Thank you.
Black child, black frown, black smile, brown eyes, clear tears, bag and fit, black style, addict to nicotine. Got him puffing on black and miles, got him in shackles, cuffs, cages. Come on, it's not that wild. That's what he does for a reason. He ain't stupid, fam. Surviving his madness got him thinking of Superman. Black child, who's the man? His boys say you the man. Go ahead, do your thing. Police like, damn, you again. Potential hooligan. Wanted all jewels and things. Once had a dream like Martin Luther King. Or becoming an intelligent black man. White page is a black pen. That was back then. Now it's green papers and Mac 10s. First it was smack, then it was crack. Fam don't know how to act when sipping on black labels and Jack Daniels. Always hustling something. Refuse to lose. It's double or nothing. Expecting to start trouble or something. This is struggle no fronting. Flexing muscle and stunting. If the cash is flowing, I'm packing the duff while I'm hunting. I am living the motherland for those other land. Now brother man's on the 5th floor. Next door to Mr. Gutterman who got a Bible in one hand and the rifle in the other hand and the long lost hope to his $1 million plan. I heard Mother Africa's hollering. It's time, black child, it's time to come back home from Playing around to playing for real in the streets. The black child playground where it all starts. Hey, now you're an all-star. Balling out hard and buying out bars. Didn't know just a matter of time before it all fall apart. Black child playing with chrome nickels and black nines with sex, drugs, money on his young black mind. Playing tough, flag sign. Fellow black children killed for crossing that line. Playing with power, laying the black and black crime. That the law is not in trouble with. Now the folks struggle with rent, working overtime or maybe a double shift, hoping to turn on the phone this week, hoping the children's at home and sleep. Our children alone, they creep and roam the streets like they own the peace. Or what? The system, man, listen, it's all prison. Rock conquered, militant, rock asylum, Sing, Attica, divided state of Africa, United States of America, just passing on the trap along with traditions of Babylon, crack along kept black children in battle zones, African trying hard to get along in the States, still a war back at home, divided and conquered under strife and hunger. We went from Genesis to genocide, beef between the east side and the west side of your home is homicide. The life is do or die, and all you can do is die. You and I know it's suicide. Black child, you're a Christ, and you ought to be crucified. You would die in the flesh, but in the spirit you will rise.
Depression has come to visit again. She is angry. She does not understand why I keep her a secret, says that she can love me better than anyone else can, says I can never leave her, and offers to cuddle. There are days where my bed swallows me whole. It's as if I'm the best meal it has had in months. She says she likes that ish. Says it turns her on how quickly I can lose myself when she comes around, licks her lips and takes the sun out my smile, out my window. Aren't they one in the same? The way, if cracked open, somehow I can breathe again.
This is a chapter called The Escape. It was inspired by Michelle Corinne. Her character is the keeper of the trolls. It was deep in this night that the keeper did stir, as she woke from her sleep, from a noise that she heard. As she crept down the stairs, she heard of a clamor, and she froze in her tracks in her red striped pajamas. She was frightened for sure as she crouched where she stayed, but as quick as it started, the noise went away. As she moved through the home, the noise soon to pass. Yet near the sliding back door was a pile of glass. As she peered to the ground, there was no need to hide, for the glass was not in, it was only outside. Then it came to her quick, and her eyes opened wide. As no one had come in, they had gone from inside. The keeper, she cried, "Oh, what could this be?" Then she turned on the lights as to look and to see. Soon the house came alive as if for a bad dream. All would rush to her side at the sound of her scream. She was down on her knees with emotions so raw, as they quickly were stunned at just what they saw. To the keeper they clung as they looked up to stare, in her treasures pro room as the shelves were all bare. She was crouched on the floor with a pain deep inside, as the loss in this room was the loss of her pride. Not a moment to pass when a thought to occur that the loss of her pride was an anger to spur. The keeper, she wiped at the tears of her face as she rushed up the steps to the phone she would race. On the keys she would press as she dialed 911, and she held back her tears as the ringing had begun. "You've reached the police. This call is recording. I need some help fast. It's a theft I'm reporting." The keeper, her eyes full of tears, they were swollen. As a sergeant, he asked, "Ma'am, what has been stolen?" She cried to the phone, "They have taken my stole. They have stolen my heart and my 3,000 trolls." As her words would rush out, her aching heart sank, and the sergeant snapped back. Is this some kind of prank? It is true, please come quickly. They can't get very far. Said the sergeant, okay, ma'am, we'll send out a car. When that car did arrive on that small cul-de-sac, the keeper cried out, oh, please come to the back. Soon the officers raced with their flashlights in hand to the back of the yard where the keeper did stand. The keeper spoke quickly. You have questions, I know, but shine your lights here. I have something to show. As they spotted their lights, as the place she did ask, their eyes came alive and they let out a gasp. For at the edge of the woods, where the trees and earth meet, were the tiniest footprints of thousands of feet. The keeper cried out, we must save them from harm. Yet the officer reached and he grabbed at her arm. He promised to help her. His word he did swear. But it's too dark right now, and you can't go in there. The keeper grew angry and was harsh as to say, I shall go, you can't stop me. And she pulled right away. The keeper moved swift, and she spun herself hard. In a split second more, she was gone from the yard. She pushed through the trees as quick as one could. Twigs snapped at her feet as she rushed through the wood. Her mother's heart racing, she gave it her best. In a search for her trolls, she never would rest. Up hills and in gullies, her trolls must be near. Yet none were yet sighted, and her eye grew a tear. As a night to a fall, and the day to a start, the keeper she slows with a soft, broken heart. As she sat by a stream with an ache in her soul. It's a dark and cruel world. She had lost all her trolls. But don't worry, they're out there somewhere. Someone's got to find the treasure.
Broken glass is everywhere. It's either you watch where you're going or simply mind where you stand. And mad traps. Try not to set your foot on the mind as you landing. Where you think these brothers get high? Just my understanding. It's a cold world freezing. Just one for the season. Not their professionals got personal reasons. Stop believing excuses. Those aren't the reasons. Life's good, but the game is all easings and skeezings. The spirit roams. The body's on medication. Nobody had time or place for meditation or any patience. Got hard, but not built for dedication. We are stuck with these jobs that barely pays for education, but you can't learn from school alone. Got a degree but no career plans, and you stuck with your student loans. No government governs this government. It's me and you alone. Kids, rich, famous, and sexuals, not as good as grown. What if I vote for a Democrat? Do I get democracy? Cause last time I checked, it was a goddamn mockery. Graduated thieves and murderers. See the hypocrisy? Here's a prophet. Just start spitting prophecy. Come on, do the math, God. You know what the method is. It's one God, whether you're Catholic, Baptist, or Methodist, Christian or Muslims. You know what the message is. Not that they run from the truth, they're shooting the messengers. It's like troubled water sometimes. Make me wonder, how do I stay afloat and keep from going under? Somebody's rocking your boat. Best believe them sharks on it. They're charging the arm and the leg for a swim. True enough facts, you can bet your life on it. Bodies are sold, minds are sold out. Every soul has a price on it. Truck wasting gas, but the rims looks nice on it. Blood diamonds? Nah, let's talk about these jewels with the ice on it. Own a society, not scheduled for you or your own. It's either you owned or you on your own. It takes one on your own to put one in your dome. Y'all got in trouble together, now you're running alone. You can tell a leader by the way he's running his home. At least he's trying to save a life before he run for his own. But wasn't really trying to lead though. Just wanted the throne and needed his people. Couldn't get that crown on his own. Ghetto college kid, play ball, get a scholarship. Still do the knowledge on some poor righteous ghetto scholarship. Learning how to get by with a few dollar tips. This brother get dollar quick on some other. Ween is coast to coast. Roller coaster ride with a toast in the holster. But most of the friends I kept close and the foes even closer. For those that chose to get close to the edge, that stay clear like they're supposed to, tell them don't push me because I'm closer. Let me run that again. I say, when it's coast to coast, roller coaster ride, with a toast and a holster, with most of the friends I kept close, and the four's even closer. For those that chose to get close to the edge, not staying clear like they're supposed to, I tell them don't push me, because I'm closer. And why do I say things like that? I mean, why not?
Dear Black girl, you have always been the thing that my pen fails to write about. Your presence always seems to sway the room like the stars sway the night into submission. When you walk in, allow them to be uncomfortable in your comfort. Did they not know that you were art? Not all can grasp your concept, your abstract hair and brown brushstroke of skin, but your canvas be a mural. Your style be graffiti the way you freestyle it. Don't be contained to their opinion. It is not your cage. The weight of you be too heavy for them to carry, so they will try to put you down. But Black girl, be magic. Houdini their thoughts out of your mind. Never saw yourself in half and hand off pieces of you, hoping that they will treasure it. You are not sunken treasure. Black and brown girls be gold. Our Father be the sun, the way we be so lit, so melanated, there is nothing like us. So walk with poise, this be your shine.